Hope you're having a good one. Welcome back to Hopeless Optimistic Intuitive Tarot. I am Jen, and I am delighted that you are tuning in. This is a timeless read. The thing that is kind of resonating with me today is that the winds are changing. So things are about to shift in a sort of major way. Actually, like literally maybe the windiest day that we've had here in a while. And I am hearing the wind coming through the door here at what I like to call the Golden Apple Farm. And it's been a little bananas, but here we are. And I'm glad that you're joining me this morning. We're going to start off, I don't know if you can hear that, we're going to start off with the Sacred Hags, see what our leading in messages are for today. And then I'm actually using two decks that I don't usually use today, the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot and Lightseekers, which a lot of people use, but it's not one that I usually go to. There's a lot of activity on this. There's a lot of activity. Okay. Not worry about this. We're going to do not disturb. Yes. So do not disturb me while the winds are changing, okay? All right, my lovely sacred hags. You guys were jumping. Very nice. Seasons of Moon and Flame and Season of the Elders altar with Hag of the Sea altar underneath. I love to go back into my book here with Danielle Dulsky just because her writing is so gorgeous. But we're right now looking at the Wheel of the Year. So this is about cycles and ancestral healing. And then the Hag of the Salt altar is about grief. Okay. That's underlying. So you're coming from a place of grief, maybe, but you are aware that there are cycles and you are doing some healing. So this is a very good place to start. Let's actually dig right into the Intuitive Night Goddess and see what kind of extra information we can get on these things. What do we need to know about the cycle and the healing and the grief that we need to let go of so that the winds can really change and be at our back? We're not walking into the wind. We're letting it guide us, right? You've heard that thing, you can't push the river, but you can sure go with the flow. So how can we very easily and mindfully and consciously get to our place of success here? All right, I'm just going to actually go in this way. So we've got the Six of Swords, the Warrior of Cups, and Reclamation. Interesting. Seven of Cups underneath. So as far as the cycle goes, we are leaving certain things behind. We are leaving certain things behind with the knowledge that we are operating with strength from a place of love, and there's something unexpected coming in, something completely unexpected. And things may have felt cold and unwelcoming, but you are ready to pounce on whatever opportunity comes to you in this place. So tying and then let's reclamation here. I just actually, because I don't use this deck very often, it is the number 15. Um, ah, I should have known this. It's traditionally the devil card. So in this deck, look, she's actually kind of beautiful. She's got the sort of winged situation going on. She definitely is wearing red, but instead of it being about the sort of negative aspects of the devil card, which are, um, attachments and um, like toxic desire, this really feels more like owning the places that you have been and with knowledge, because she's holding a sword, yeah, with knowledge, you know, looking to the future, because she is really looking to the future. Yes, and then again, like this is going back into the cycles of what you're doing in your world to heal yourself, both in this lifetime and for previous lifetimes before. So, leaving things behind, standing in your knowledge with the peace that there's something unexpected coming ready to pounce, something wonderful. And then, like, you're reclaiming your power, really. Like you know where you've been, and now you're in a place where you can reclaim your power. I'm going to actually dive into the Lightseekers to like get a little bit of clarity on this reclamation card, just because she's a little interesting to me. And again, I don't use the intuitive night goddess deck often, but this morning I felt called to it, as did I feel called to the Lightseekers deck, which honestly to me really feels like it's why can I never remember the name of that crazy festival out in the desert? But it really feels like, oh, Burning Man. It feels like the Burning Man deck to me. There's a lot of imagery which reminds me of the Burning Man festival. Um, so let's get some clarification on Six of Swords, Warrior of Cups, and Reclamation. And I'm actually going to just do this. So Six of Swords, we got the reverse Two of Cups. So you're coming from a place where you may not have felt the love. And it's been a little upside down in that department. And I actually feel like this is also on this. Like this is a sun reverse for me. So like you've been sad. Ace of Cups reverse also, like this is like everything is topsy-turvy. Wow, and the Page of Wands. Wow, these are so many reversals. And the Page of Wands reverse. So this is almost like the Hangman. So like you're instead of making any choices, you're actually like in limbo. You've been in limbo. I'm going to do another quick shuffle before we get into Warrior of Cups here. And then really I want to get some clarity on that reclamation card. And I should have taken a gauge on the other, but the Hierophant upside down. So, wow, things have really been topsy-turvy here, haven't they? Really topsy-turvy. Like you feel completely out of whack. You're in a space where like you don't know. reverse 5 of Wands. So it's time to get out of this sort of training mode and out of that kind of fray, and reverse 5 of Pentacles. So get out of your headspace. Know that you have assistance available, like quite literally on this card, right next to the door is the key. And that's the door where this person doesn't feel like anyone's going to let them in, but you have the key. So you are using it and you are opening that mother flipping door. And all of this hard work comes to the 10 of Pentacles. So like this is paired with this Warrior of Cups, like this unexpected return is going to come in to you. And that's great. Now, like I really want to talk about this reclamation / devil energy. And I want to do a little bit. Oh, did you see that? Just jumping. Okay. You are the High Priestess. And interestingly, we also got that with the Ace of Wands, which I really feel like these two are tied together. So this is like a very interesting balancing force. It's like essentially the same girl, right? But we got her upside down. Like the energy, the colors, everything on these cards is very similar. So High Priestess, like this is like one of the most powerful cards in the tarot to me. She is again, like she is all of the queens rolled into one. She is a creator. She is a defender of what is right and for herself, for her people. And then the Ace of Wands in reverse, it's like, this new beginning won't come in until like you let go of whatever this is. Whatever you need to reclaim for yourself. What you need to let go of one thing so that you can like really get back into yourself, because 7 of Wands energy, yes, this is like waiting contemplative energy, but she's at peace. She's at peace. So let's get just one more on this. There's something underneath. There's something like beneath the surface for you that is tying all of this together. I'm getting like it's like you've got the headphones on, but you're not plugged in. Like, so you've got to tune in like the like, why don't I hear anything? Why am I getting the messages? It's because you're not using your tools properly. And you have the tools. You have the tools. It's just, how do you use them for the most effective means to your end? Because we have the 8 of Cups in reverse, which is like very wishy-washy for me in this particular place. And it really like vibes with this moon energy. 8 of Cups is usually like leaving something behind, spilling one out for your homies, like actually feeling like pretty resolved. If, a lot of these 8 of Cups, like I get the feeling of like somebody skulking away from a situation. But I honestly feel like this is like, you need to leave it behind. You need to like definitively like decide that this is not going to work for you. And like with very like, yeah, you know what? I know you've been grieving and I know it's hard to let go. Do I know it's hard to let go? I know it's hard to let go. But there comes a time where you got to just sort of pick yourself up by your big girl pants and just say, hey, listen, This is not working. And making a change for, I want to actually go underneath here. Making a change is always hard. It seems to be harder when it's something that you decide for yourself. If somebody else is deciding it for you, then you feel like, oh, well, there's nothing I can do about it, so I've got to adapt. But when you make the change yourself, you've initiated the change. That's scary. You're making the changes. That's scary. And you are deciding what direction you want to go. So underneath here is actually clearing. So maybe like there's a lot of clearing that you need to do, whether it's journaling, and getting the stuff that's tumbling around in your mind, in your subconscious, out, so that you can actually very cleanly walk away, not skulk. You hold your head high, you regally walk the fuck away from whatever it is. And know that grief comes in cycles, and that you can't control when and where it's going to pop its head. But that being said, like, you have tools in your toolbox that you can use to help yourself. Oh, I don't know, say journaling about whatever it is that's tumbling around. Get it out. As soon as it's no longer tumbling around, if you've committed it to paper, then all of a sudden it's real. It's not just up here. I want to get, and we'll use, what do I have over here? I want to get just a couple of messages on. Oh, that's the wind. The wind of change. It's coming. It's happening now. What do we need to know for next steps? What do we need to know for next steps here? Listen, we've all been through a cycle. We all have got ancestral healing. We've all been in that place where we're sitting and wondering what's going to happen next. And, yes, there has been some stuff that has happened that has been very sad. And this is really speaking to a lot of grief. And I'm not telling you to ignore your grief. What I'm saying is that sometimes you have to live with the grief, not sit in it. Pants. The Queen of Cups in reverse. And the Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay. Okay. So in this deck, again, she's a little bit different. Chance is the 10 card, and that is Wheel of Fortune. Doesn't even have imagery that's similar to Wheel of Fortune on it. So the Wheel of Fortune is turning here. And you have a lot of potential outcomes. There are a lot of potential outcomes here. We've got the Queen of Cups in reverse, and we've got the Queen of Wands in reverse here, and they are both aligned and in the center position here. So they are talking to each other. They are saying, hey, we're supposed to be this high priestess. How do we get back to this kind of energy? What do we need to do? Yeah, you know what? I don't have what I want. I'm sad. But then we have this, the Nine of Cups, which is pretty close to the ultimate happiness. It's not the most, but I mean, it is sitting pretty in like abundance of love and having all of the things. It's growing. It's all of the things that you want in a material way. And the Two Wands, so you've got this choice. What are you going to choose? Actually, go like this. We already talked about our Queen of Wands. One of my favorite readers in the Lightseekers deck calls her Fakey McFakerton because she doesn't have the same kind of authenticity. She's still a regal being. She's still a beautiful, strong, feminine messenger of um, um, passion. But she's not rooted. She's not, it's not coming from like that soul place. What we have, like, kind of here at the very bottom of this is transformation comes when you're willing to dive into your passions. Transformation happens when you're willing to dive into your passions. Because healing and dream coming to fruition are on the table. It's like you're standing in your own way. I'm I'm going through the cycle of grief. I'm feeling it from an ancestral level. I know that grief resonates in me. I know that I have to clear some stuff out so that I can really heal. But what steps are you taking to make that happen, to make that so? And my number one takeaway for you today is journal, journal, journal. Maybe journaling is doodling for you. Maybe journaling is just, I always used to start off when I was working on a journal project with like, I don't know what to write. And literally, like, as soon as I wrote, I don't know what to write, everything else, like the floodgates just opened. Search for someplace where you can get writing prompts for your journal. Like, interestingly, the beautiful Sacred Hags Oracle deck, in the book, for some of these cards, not all of them, there are journal prompts. For example, let's see if any of these that we have here today have journal prompts. Ancestral Healing does not. Wheel of the Year does not. Journal prompts for grief. This is the story of my ache, and I shall call it true because, or I woke with the world of a, I woke with the words of a poet on my tongue, and I am, or just for now, I'm going to trust I've been made more by my losses than my wins. And so journal prompts, journal prompts, journal prompts. Like, do whatever you need to do to purge whatever is insidiously creeping through your subconscious and keeping you stuck. And I'm feeling like we need some compassion from Kuan Yin on this because this is actually pretty harsh. The winds are changing, and you've got to be ready with your sails up to take advantage of what nature is providing for you at this moment in time. And there is nothing wrong with being a mindful life sailor, taking the things that are given to you, using your tools. The wind in this is a tool so that you can, the Book of Changes is at the bottom. We haven't even really woken this deck up. Change is coming, whether or not you're ready for it. And the goal is that you are ready for it. You are prepared for whatever comes your way, right? You've got it. Wow, we've got we've got green energy here, which in the chakra is the heart chakra. So there's a lot of green energy here. And we even have green energy up here. This is all about heart chakra healing, loves. All about heart chakra healing. So enter the Jade Temple. I am so blind. It's not even funny. Kuan Yin in her peaceful temple of Jade causes all conflict to what is this word? I'm so blind. Elevate to higher, powerful resolution. A resolution and healing of any situation that is concerning you. I wonder if this is better without my glasses today. It's already underway. In fact, you are being asked to begin to feel the relief of that resolution now, so you can more readily receive the divine solution and blessings of peace from the beloved Kuan Yin when it arrives. So this is the wind changing. This is like what we've been talking about the entire time. Yes, this is part of the cycle of grief, and you're doing your ancestral healing, and you're kind of stuck in your own little vortex of what do I do? I'm okay. No, I'm grieving. I'm okay. No, I'm grieving. I'm okay. No, I'm grieving. You got to shake it off so that you can move forward. You've got to do the healing of the heart chakra so that you are prepared for when the wind changes, so that you could put your sail up and you can use that wind to to catapult you to the next level. It's like your tall ship all of a sudden becomes some magnificent flying ship because you have prepared yourself. Yes, the grief is still sitting there in a little jar. Yes, you were going to open that bottle at some point and you were going to let it out again. But at this point, it's important to transmute that feeling into something different because the winds are changing. And then drink from the emerald fountain. The divine feminine is encouraging of the awakening and empowerment of all living beings. When a sincere seeker is trying to find the way through, there is much help sent. It makes sense to be open to receive it, indeed, to step forward and drink from the emerald fountain, which is the unconditionally loving heart chakra of Kuan Yin. Allow yourself to be nourished by the peace and love of this divine mother flowing to you now. I have lived with a lot of different varieties of grief. And I feel all of this. And if I'm coming at you rough with a heavy maternal vibe, it is because I'm sending nothing but love and light to you. And I only want for you to be able to raise your vibration so that you can continue to ascend through this life. You do not need to live in turmoil. That is not how it's supposed to be. You are sent lessons, and sometimes you have to learn those lessons over and over and over again. The wind is literally vibrating my house right now. The wind is changing. Have it at your back. You do not need to walk face forward into it. You will get nowhere. I am sending you so much love and light. And my heart chakra is open to yours.